All right, and welcome to the Beach House Grill. We're in Old Town Fort Collins here tonight. It's another edition of the Coors Light CSU Basketball Coaches Show, and we have a packed house here tonight as we talk Colorado State hoops. We begin with the women, then followed up with the men. Kristen Holt joining us here, and packed house, and you have the entire team here again.
I know, it's exciting. I'm thankful they came. They don't have to. I didn't force them.
You didn't force them?
No.
So, did you give them a little nudge saying, okay, you can come if you want, hint, hint, like if you want to play, you can come.
No.
If you want to ride the bench, you can stay at home, right?
And therefore, they're all here.
That's right. I'd be here. I said that last week. If Coach says, yeah, come on out, I would be there. The smart ones are here. And it looks like you have a pretty smart basketball team, Kristen.
Yeah, we do. Yep.
Colorado State lost a heartbreaker on Wednesday night at home to TCU, and then suffered a road loss at UNLV on Saturday. And let's talk about that TCU game. It's a Frog basketball team that is now in second place in the conference. They're extremely talented. You guys lose 61-53, but you led most of the way, including a 6-point halftime lead.
Yeah, we had excellent defensive energy on Wednesday night and just sustained that really throughout the game. And I really believe our defense allows our offense to be aggressive and attacking. And we had a great beginning to the game, and that was one of the keys, is that we would get off to a good start. And our starters did a nice job, and the subs did a nice job when they came in of sustaining that. And we played probably 30 minutes of really pretty good basketball, and then as the clock ran down, just didn't get it done defensively. And Sverresdatter got it to the rim a little bit, and they got layups and they got to the free throw line, and those are the kind of things that you can't have. Those are too easy of shots to take.
Yeah. TCU closed out the game on a 10-2 run to win it 61-53. It was something we talked about on the TV show earlier today and brought it up with McSandra Porter. But energy, boy, when you guys play with energy, you're a good basketball team, and you struggle a little bit sometimes when the energy isn't there.
Are they listening?
Energy, ladies.
Are they listening?
Energy.
Yeah. No, we are. We're kind of an emotional team. I mean, if we've got the energy, we play a lot different, and we need every single person in the game, on the bench, the hurt ones, the staff. Everybody's got to be into it. And when we're very focused then. And a lot of times I'll use timeouts to kind of get us refocused on what we've got to do.
51-51 with 4:03 left. Can it give us an idea what happened there in those final 4 minutes? You mentioned Sverresdatter, and she's an all-conference player for a reason.
Yeah, she was able to penetrate a little bit, get to the hole. She had a three-point play. We had some fouls down the end. We didn't box out a couple times. Gave up some easy baskets. And then on the offensive end, we were a little stagnant. Didn't get the ball moved around the perimeter like we needed to, and shot clock was running down a lot. And Mix did a nice job in that game of bailing us out a couple times as the shot clock was running down. But just didn't make plays at the end of the game when you need to against a very good team.
And McSandra Porter goes for 19 points in the game. 8 of 13 from the floor. It seems to be, at least to me, looking at some of your box scores, that she's becoming more assertive on the offense bench. She followed up with 12 at UNLV.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, her defense really got her going. I thought she was really good in the beginning of the game, and was frustrating Sverresdatter a little bit out front. And, again, I thought her defense created her offense and gave her that aggressiveness.
So the Rams fall to a TCU 61-53, a valiant effort. They would go on the road to take on UNLV this past Saturday. We'll talk about that game with the Rebels when we return. You're listening to the Coors Light CSU Basketball Coaches Show. We're live here in Fort Collins from Milligan Sports and the Colorado State Sports Network. Well, a great crowd on hand here tonight. We're in downtown Fort Collins. Colorado State CSU Hoops Show here. It's brought to you by Coors Light and brought to you by Poudre Valley Health System. They're proud to be the exclusive healthcare sponsor of Ram Athletics. They're proud to state that when you need medical care, they're here for you. For more information, visit pvhs.org. So Kristen Holt and the Colorado State women's basketball team on the road in Vegas on Saturday, taking on UNLV. Colorado State had knocked off UNLV 68-63 in the first meeting at Moby Arena, going for the series sweep, but not quite able to get it. 72-60 the final score. Give us your take on the game. Down by 10, made a run late in the contest, but kind of dug yourself too big of a hole.
Yeah, I didn't think the energy was anywhere compared to the TCU game. And again, that goes back to the word energy that we didn't have to the level that we needed for that game. And the way I can tell that is if we're late to balls that are loose on the floor, or we don't react to rebounding, or we're not in there rebounding. And then there was a stretch in the first half where they got 5 transition baskets, and that was very deflating period of time, and we even took a timeout during that period to kind of settle us down and get us focused, and came back out and had some turnovers, and then they scored some easy baskets. Certainly you can work your way out of a deficit like that, but Thompson, one of their wing players, was hitting threes, and we were up in her face and we were guarding her, but she was having a pretty good night, and just didn't do the little things that we needed to do to pull that one out.
Yeah, Kelly Thompson, 27 points, a career high for UNLV in the win. I imagine going into that game you thought you would get a pretty good shot from UNLV, because you guys really have owned them of late, and I know they were probably looking forward to getting you on their home court.
Oh, I'm sure. They've struggled a lot lately, and I think the way they warmed up, I thought, well, we're going to be in good shape, because I didn't think they seemed ready to play. But they hit a first couple shots, and then their kids got into it a little bit, and their coach was into it, and so they found a way to do it. But I'd look forward to playing them again if we needed to at some point in the tournament.
Do you like your chances on a neutral court there?
I do. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, we're on camera right now, so yeah, I would really like the opportunity to play them again.
Well, and with UNLV, there's no such thing as a neutral court, too.
You're right.
Is there?
No,
I mean,
there's
come
not.
on.
There's
Conference
not.
tournament down at UNLV, and
right.
It benefits both the men's and the women's basketball team. Sam Martin, dislocated finger in that.
Yeah,
she all right?
Towards the end of the game, I heard her yell, "Coach!" and her one of her fingers, I guess it was her ring finger, this part of it was sticking like out, and she's just holding it up in the air, and so we got her out as soon as we could, but they taped it. Annie put it back in, taped it up, and then she was able to finish out the game.
Right back in the game, like a hockey player, right?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, no, that is not a pretty thing to look at when you dislocate a finger.
No, I mean, there were people behind us that were going, ooh, and reacting, so it was.
Sam, did you show it off to the rest of the team? No. But Sam is going to be okay, though? You expect her to?
Yeah, she should be fine. She practiced today, and she seemed to be fine.
How about the confidence of your basketball team right now? You've lost 4 straight. You've lost some tough ones. I know a win would really benefit you guys.
Wins are nice. Wins are good, but I don't know. You'd have to ask them, but I think we feel confident, and we know what we need to do with every opponent. We've got a tough one coming Wednesday, but we've played with them. We played really well against them in the first half at their place, handled their press. That's going to be a big key for our game, is handling their pressure. But we've proven that we can play with every single team in this league. It's just playing for 40 minutes and finishing out possessions and having quality possessions.
Well, since you brought the entire team here, and maybe I'll ask one of them about the confidence. In fact, we'll get Haley Thompson, the freshman out of Mullen High School in Denver, and she'll join us coming up here next. So we'll take a time out here and continue with our talk on CSU hoops. We're live at the Beach House Grill tonight here in Old Town Fort Collins. Great crowd on hand. Haley Thompson coming up next from Elegant Sports at Colorado State Sports Network. Well, a couple more segments left here tonight. Talk Colorado State women's basketball back at the Beach House Grill. The women's basketball team is in the house, if you couldn't tell by the ovation. Brian Roth back with you. Haley Thompson, the freshman for Colorado State out of Mullen High School, joining us in the program. How did you get roped into doing this? You draw the short stick or what, the short straw or what?
No. Well, actually, my dad went to Colorado State, and so that's how one of the main reasons I started looking here. And then I have a lot of family in the area, so.
Yeah, no, I was asking you, how did you get up here to speak on the radio in front of everybody else?
Coach just told me a couple minutes ago, and I was like, sure, I'll do it.
All right. Well, then she asked Bonnie, and Bonnie said no. And I don't know if that's an indictment on me or if she just doesn't want to be on the radio
we'll
with anybody.
Give it a shot.
That's right. So how are you? Are you enjoying college so far?
Yes, I love it.
Out of Mullen High School in Denver. So Colorado State, to kind of dovetail off what you had just said, was kind of a place that you had always had on your radar when it came to colleges.
Yep, I had always kind of had it in the back of my mind, and I'd been looking at a lot of different schools from coast to coast, but couldn't resist.
And so far, so good as we're into the second semester.
Yep, I'm loving every minute.
So kind of describe, I mean, high school basketball, and every player in the Mountain West Conference was a very good high school player, but boy, once you get to college, it's another step up, especially in a conference like the Mountain West. What kind of transition has it been from going from high school to playing college ball?
It's been a really big transition. Like you said, everyone was, the star of their high school team is in the Mountain West Conference now. So you have to be at the top of your game every night, or at least giving it 100% effort. And if you're not, it's going to show drastically.
Yeah, not only do you have to make the transition from playing high school to college, but Coach Holt, because of circumstances with player personnel, has asked you to play some positions that you might not be used to.
Yeah, I haven't played the post since grade school, but I'm getting a lot of work in this year, that's for sure.
Haley Thompson, ranked freshman, joining us here on the program. All right, talk about the past week, and start with that TCU game. I know that's a contest that you guys really probably felt like you should have won.
Yeah, like you were saying, we came out with great energy, and we were really confident going into the game. I think it just kind of wore out towards the end, and I mean, that was a tough loss for us. And then, of course, UNLV, we had gone into the game hoping for a win for that one, and once again came back with a loss, but we're ready to work for the next games.
Yeah, the Rams are 12-13 now. They're 5-7 in conference play. I asked Coach Holt in the previous segment, how's the confidence of your basketball team? And she said, I don't know, you have to ask them. Let me ask you. Are you guys down a little bit? Are you trying to stay positive?
I think as a team we're staying really positive. I mean, it's going to take a little shot at our confidence, losing 4 in a row, I think it's been. But, you just have to come back and try to prove it that you're better with the next game, no matter who it is. So we'll be ready for BYU.
Yeah, you get an opportunity to face the best in the Mountain West Conference. What kind of challenges do the Cougars pose for you guys coming up on Wednesday?
Well, the first time we played them, they came with the press at us, but we were really ready for that. And they're also a really fundamental team, and it kind of seems like they don't make a lot of mental mistakes. So we're going to have to kind of frazzle them with our defense, I think, and be solid offensively.
Are you wearing down at all to this point because it's a longer season than high school seasons are?
It is, but we're trying not to. Coach is good with knowing that we have a limited amount of players, and practices kind of get cut short sometimes, and we just go hard for the time that we're there, but feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are 25 games into the season, probably more than you normally play in high school. And you're probably, did you expect to see the amount of court time that you have?
Actually, no, I didn't, but you can't complain with playing a lot, and getting a lot of experience your freshman year.
Yeah,
so.
no question about that. Hey, final thought, going into the conference tournament, do you guys feel like you can do a little damage in the conference tournament?
Definitely, and especially since we may have dropped a little bit in the rankings because of these past losses, teams are starting to maybe look over us a little bit, but we know what we can do, and we've played with some of the top teams in the nation, and especially in preseason, so we'll be excited to play.
Okay, well, go out and get the upset win on Wednesday, all right?
All right, thank you.
Okay, that's Haley Thompson. She's the freshman out of Bowling, getting a ton of playing time for head coach Kristen Holt. We'll be joined by the coach. One final segment to talk women's hoops that comes up next. From Elegant Sports, the Colorado State Sports Network. All right, final segment here tonight, talk women's hoops. We're live at the Beach House Grill in Old Town, Fort Collins. Ryan Roth, joined by head coach Kristen Holt. The entire CSU women's basketball team is here. And, before we touch on BYU and Air Force, to get back to that Vegas trip, after the game on Saturday afternoon, you guys went out and saw the Lion King at Mandalay Bay. How was that?
Well, I really enjoyed it. I think the team did. We had to hustle. And right after our game, got on the bus, got to our hotel. They all looked extremely nice. We have pictures to prove it. They looked great. And Chantel especially.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
I mean, she really did. She looked sharp. But we went to the buffet at Mandalay Bay, which is where the Lion King was being shown. And we had planned on doing this a long time ago. And so I think the girls had a nice night.
Well, I think that's a positive thing, because sometimes when you look at college basketball, it's like, okay, well, it's all about building a program and winning games, and obviously that is up there in list of priorities, certainly. But when you do travel to these different places, it's good, because a lot of your players may not have been to Vegas before. Some of the freshmen, a lot of your players might not have seen a Broadway show before.
Right.
It's good to get them those experiences.
Yeah, and that's what we try to do, give them experiences that they may not ever have again. I'm crying over the game, and Kelly Hartig's crying over the Lion King. I mean, what's up with that? But no, it was good, and it was it was a good evening.
Yeah. What do you guys do when you go up to Laramie? What kind of sightseeing stuff? Cowboy bar, yeah.
We're on film right here.
There's nothing to do in Laramie. It's after the games in Laramie, and see how fast you can get back down across the state line.
We don't go up the night before for that reason. We go up the day of.
Well, BYU, we mentioned they come in on Wednesday night. At this point, after they beat TCU on Saturday, they're now 11-1. They are the undisputed best team in the Mountain West Conference to this point. And
I think our players would agree. They are the best, in my opinion. Unless they would, not play well in the stretch going into the tournament. I think they have the most balance. They have the most depth. They've got really good size. They've got, really good starters. They've got nice, players coming off the bench. One of their freshmen got Player of the Week this week in the conference. So they've got a really nice team.
They have won 8 consecutive games, 11 of their last 12. And you mentioned the depth, and they have a Colorado kid playing from Mindy Bonham, and I know she kind of hurt you guys a little bit in Provo in the first game. I think she was like a rebound short of a triple-double.
Yeah, she's just really solid. Doesn't always score a lot of points, but does all the little things, assists. She's a really good defender, normally on our best scorer at the time, and so she's very solid.
Yeah. How about this Mountain West Conference now? You have kind of the big three, at least this year, with Wyoming, TCU, and then obviously BYU's leading at 11-1. But then you get that middle of the pack, and you guys lose a couple games last week, and all of a sudden you go from 4th place, now you're down at 6th place. But right. The middle of the conference, it's so fluid right now.
It is, and anything can happen, and we still have our goals, and everything's still ahead of us here. We'd really like to win a couple more games heading into this tournament, finish above where we were picked, and I think we can do that. I really do. We're good at home. We have good energy at home. There's that word again. Yep. And if we can bring that to these last 4 games, we should be fine.
Yeah, I mean, last 4 games, 3 of which are going to be played at Moby Arena.
Yeah, and our crowd is awesome, and we've had some games just recently where our crowd really helped us, and I know that it really encourages our players to see that, because we've been to the volleyball games to see them packed out, and we've been to see the men's games to see them packed out, and we want that for our program too. And we know that our play is going to produce that, but you got to keep the vision before you, and we know that we're capable of doing that. Yeah,
I know a win would cure a lot of ills right now, but a win against BYU would be
we might forget about the last couple then.
That's right. Well, best of luck against BYU coming up on Wednesday night.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Head coach Kristen Holt of the Colorado State women. 7 p.m. is the tip-off time from Moby Arena coming up on Wednesday night. Thanks to Haley Thompson as well for joining us. All right, we'll take a timeout. Tim Miles is in the house, and we'll talk Colorado State men's hoops. That's next from Nelligan Sports and the Colorado State Sports Network.